So today I'm making some delicious duck arancini balls. Now we're not skipping any steps, we are doing this the right way and gonna build an amazing amount of flavor. So diving right in, I've got all the ingredients in front of me and ready. I've got 4 nice duck legs that I'm just gonna pat dry and then start them in a cold pan. So this is gonna kind of render out that skin a little bit and start developing a nice dark color on the skin, which is gonna bring us some flavor. So we're not cooking it here, we're just getting some color and some fat to cook our veggies in. I'm also gonna add a bit of pepper and salt. Now while those duck legs are browning, let's talk through our flavors in this today. So of course, I've got our typical onion, celery, and carrot. Now I've cut these really nice and finely. You can do these even in a food processor and just slice them really thinly, because in the arancini balls, we don't want big lumps of anything. We want everything cut quite small. Beyond that, I have, of course, some rosemary, some garlic, which I'm gonna just crush in there, 2 bay leaves, and just some mushrooms that I'll chop up, and some porcini mushrooms. Now, these porcini mushrooms pack such a delicious flavor. Like, it's a really earthy tone and just adds so much. Like, I skipped these for such a long time in my cooking, and then I tried them and I was like, why have I done this? You just buy them dried, and all you need to do is just put them in a little bowl with some boiling water for 5 minutes to soften them, and then you can cut them up and add them to your dish. And trust me, they really add a lot of flavor. Beyond that, all the Italians look away. I'm adding some star anise, which adds a delicious flavor to the duck, a cinnamon stick, and you can add ground cloves if you want. I'm gonna add some Chinese 5 spice, which has a similar kind of spices, not too much, just a bit to kind of give it a nice depth of flavor. Let's have a look at our duck. Starting to get a bit of coloring, but we want it nice and dark. So in this first step, what we're actually doing is making a duck ragu. And this is gonna be the flavor and the real bulk of our arancini. It is a process, but they are amazing. You can make a bunch at once, deep fry them, freeze them, and you'll have delicious duck arancini for like 6 months. Let's take a look. I think they're looking pretty good. We just wanted some color to start building some flavor. And I'm just gonna give these a little bit on the other side as well, just to brown a bit. I'm just gonna place them off to the side in a bowl while we cook our onion, carrot, and celery. Now, if you've got a huge amount of fat in here, you can strain it off, but that amount is perfect for me because it's gonna cook and add flavor to our onion, carrot, and celery. So all we want here is to gently soften all of these vegetables. We do not want to brown them at all, otherwise that will add some bitter flavor. We just want to soften them so they release their sugars and add a delicious sweetness to our ragu. So to continue building our flavor, we want to add a bit of pepper and salt. And it's a good time to add about a teaspoon's worth of Chinese 5 spice. I find with cooking it's important to slowly build flavor over time, as adding different spices and ingredients at different times really can affect the flavor profile of the dish. So while that is softening, I'm going to move on to the mushrooms, and our porcini mushrooms are also ready. We want to save this water and add it later when we add our stock. That's going to add a lot of nice flavor. I'm just going to run my knife through the mushrooms just to chop them up nice and finely. All right, this is looking good, looking nice and sauteed. If it gets a little bit dry, you can add a little bit of that porcini mushroom juice in there, because we do, as I said, we do not want to burn this. We just want to saute it until it's nice and soft. And to me, that looks pretty good. So it's time to add in our mushrooms and saute those down. Now while that's going, I'm also going to add in 4 cloves of garlic. All right, to me that's looking nice and softened. Let's add in some tomato paste. I'll say about 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste, a couple of teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, and let's give that a good mix through. We just want to cook out that tomato paste for a couple of minutes. All right, that's looking and smelling good. I'm going to add about half a bottle of red wine. Now this is actually Grenache, it's a bit of a lighter red wine. I find this is a bit better for this duck ragu, as it's not quite as rich as, say, a beef ragu, which may lend itself better to a heavier red wine. I also just want to cook this down a little bit so it's less watery when I add in my stock and tomato sauce. This is also a good time while we're waiting to add in our porcini mushrooms and our porcini mushroom liquid. All right, that is looking fantastic to me. So let's keep moving forward with our ragu and get this in the oven. So I'm gonna add about 400 grams of passata. You can add crushed tomatoes, but for this instance, I want it to be nice and smooth. We also don't want this to be super tomatoey. We want this to be kind of quite a rich, nice dark brown. Just mix that in. Now our Asian spices, I've got 1 cinnamon stick and I've got probably about a tablespoon's worth of star anise, which I'm just going to throw in. I've also got 2 bay leaves, a sprig of rosemary, which I'm just going to mix in. It's all going to flavor this sauce beautifully. I've also got some chopped parsley. And now I'm going to add about a tablespoon's worth of the Chinese 5-spice. And I'll mix that in nicely too. So now it is time to layer our duck back in. In this recipe, the skin can be under the water as it will all kind of slow cook and we'll just shred it into the meat anyway. We're not making a crispy skinned duck here. Now, as you can see, we've actually got a reasonable amount of liquid in already. Oh, I can't forget to add the juices from the duck. Now, with this, we often add a bit of stock. I've opened a stock because we'll be using it later for our risotto, but I'm just gonna pour just a little bit and you just want it to be, you just want the duck to be slightly covered by the sauce. Now you can cook this how you like, but I'm gonna put this in the oven for about an hour and a half on 160 degrees Celsius. So it has been a few hours, my duck is perfectly cooked, and I've just laid it out to kind of cool down for about half an hour, 45 minutes, but it's just easier to pull the duck meat off the duck legs when it's cooler. Now don't forget to take out your spices too. Just remember how many you put in. I put 1 cinnamon stick, my bay leaves, and 3 star anise. Removed it all. You don't want to be biting into those in your arancini balls. So there's a couple of ways to go about this. If it's cooked perfectly like this, you can literally just kind of gently push or gently pull the meat right off the bone like that. And then just kind of rip it up and dump it right back into your pot. Now that's looking really good, but we have a bit of fat and skin left here, which you can pull apart, but I find it's better just to run your knife through and chop it up, as you don't want to kind of bite into any of this as you're eating it. It looks good, let's chuck it in. So this is looking fantastic. The texture is great, nice and thick. Now this would be a good time to taste it. So I actually added a little bit of sugar, just give it a taste, adjust it to how you think it tastes. We're now ready to make our risotto. I'm gonna set this to the side in a bowl. Let's keep going to turn these into arancini balls.
Let's speed through this part because this video is already long enough. In a large pan, add 1 finely chopped onion, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 3 cloves of crushed garlic, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Mix well and cook for about a minute before adding 3 cups of arborio rice. Add 1 cup of white wine and mix. Now risotto needs to be babysat. Make sure to keep stirring it, and when it starts to dry up, add a drizzle of chicken stock and a large spoonful of the duck ragu. Continue alternating between the two until the risotto is cooked.
So there we go, finally finished our risotto. That took a little while, but we have a lot of risotto here, which is going to make a lot of arancini balls. It is nice and thick and al dente and tasting very good. Important point to note, you would have seen me adding more spices. So obviously salt levels is a big one, but it's very important to check the flavor, because anyone that's made risotto much before knows that that rice takes a lot of flavor. So as you would know, we had a lot of flavors going on in that duck ragu, but you've got to enhance them. So I added about 2 tablespoons more of Chinese 5-spice into this to really get that cinnamon, star anise kind of flavor coming out. So it's not overpowering, but just you really want to kick at that. I also added about half a teaspoon more of red chili flakes for a bit of an extra kick. Before I put it away for the night, and we'll come back and roll these tomorrow once it's set, I'm gonna add a healthy amount of Parmesan cheese. Now, I'm just gonna eyeball it, but I'm gonna go for about 3/4 of a cup probably. We do have a lot of risotto here, so we want it nice and parmesan-y. I will be adding cheese tomorrow to it cold. I don't like to add it to it hot because it just melts. I want it to remelt when I cook the arancini balls themselves. So I'll add some mozzarella tomorrow. That is looking fantastic. So I'll see you tomorrow when we make the arancini balls. Ta-da, it's the next day and our risotto mixture has cooled down overnight and we're ready to crumb these. Now this is a bit of a task because I've got so much risotto. Let me know in the comments how many arancini balls you think I'm gonna make, because I'm thinking easily 30, like so many. As I said, I'm gonna freeze these, so all good. Like I'll be thanking myself for the next 6 months, but just preparing myself, it is a lot to roll out, it is a lot to crumb, and then deep fry. At least the deep frying's quick, but yeah. And then I have some just plain flour with some salt. I have some eggs, which I've mixed up with a little bit of water to make them go further. I used 4 eggs. And then I used about 2 cups of panko breadcrumbs with, again, a nice bit of salt, probably about teaspoon and a half. I also find the easiest way is to lay out baking paper over the bench. Then I can just put everything on there and all the crumbs and the mess just get tossed up in the baking paper and thrown out at the end. So let's get going.
Now, don't forget, like I almost did, add about 2 cups of shredded cheese into your risotto and mix well.
Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. But whoever said 48, you won. 48 arancini balls. How good. Let's get into crumbing these. So first off, I'm gonna grab one of these. You can do multiple at a time, but I'll do one to show you. I just wanna toss it gently, lightly in this flour. This is just gonna help everything stick together. Then we kinda dredge it into the eggs, get that nice and wet. And see, I'm doing it with one hand because you wanna have one hand for the wet, one hand for the dry, so you don't get sticky hands as quickly. You'll get sticky hands, but won't happen as fast. Just make sure this panko is nicely kind of pressed in, it's all coated. There we go. And pop that down there. Oh, so here we go. 48 arancini crumbed. That took a while. So I've got my deep fry warming up behind me. I'm gonna cook these at 180 degrees Celsius for about 3 minutes. I'm just really looking for a nice golden, deep golden crust and color. Let's get cooking these arancinis.
Once these are a perfect golden brown, I like to set them aside on some baking paper to cool before freezing them in bags. These air fry very well straight from the freezer and only take about 10 minutes to cook.
So here finally is our delicious arancini balls. So I've just whipped up a quick aioli. You could really serve this with many different sauces. You could do some kind of tomato sauce, maybe with some Asian flair. As I said, I've just gone for an aioli here with a bit of garlic and some chili. Topped it off with some Parmesan cheese. But yeah, here are our delicious duck arancini balls. So I hope you've enjoyed this long-winded recipe. I promise you it's worth it because these are absolutely delicious.